Hi friends, how are you? Fine, very good. So this is the sixth lecture on King Tut, our beloved King Tut. So we can say that is how he is known in history, better known in history. Now before we start this lecture, I will humbly request you to get yourself familiar with some of the names here. So here you have got Amenhotep the third. Amenhotep the third. That is, he was maybe the grandfather or father of Tutan. You have got the Tutankhaten, who later became Tutankhamun. Tutankhaten, he changed his name to Tutankhamun, and now he is known to us by the short name King Tut. So coming, Amenhotep the third. He is the father or grandfather of King Tut. His son Amenhotep's son, Amenhotep the fourth. You got the point. Amenhotep the fourth. See, the name changes now after some time. Now, what did he do? This Amenhotep the fourth did something. This is what given here in red ink. Amenhotep, first he promoted the worship of Aten. The traditional god's name was Amun. So he said nobody should worship him. He closed all the temples of Amun, smashed all the images of Amun. Then he said, here is a new god for you. And who is the new god? Aten. What is the meaning of Aten? The sun disk. Means sun, worship of the sun. So that's it. Promoted the worship of Aten, the sun disk, changed his name to Akhenaten. His original name was Amenhotep III. Now he changes to Akhenaten. Akhen plus Aten is equal to Akhenaten. That means servant of the Aten. Who is Aten? Sun. So he said, I am not a servant of Amun, the major god. One of the gods, traditional major god. No, I am not. I have a new god, and my god's name is Aten. Aten means the sun disk. Sun disk, D-I-S-K, disk, that means sun. And now he said, therefore I am going to change my name. My name was Amenhotep, Amun, traditional god. But here he says Akhenaten. Akhenaten, servant of Aten. That's what he said. So, servant of the Aten. And third, he moved the old religious capital Thebes to the new city of Akhetaten. See, again comes an Aten there, Akhetaten. So, the old city of, old religious city's name was Thebes. He said, close it down. And he moved that to a place. And he called that place Akhetaten. Akhet plus Aten. Again Aten comes there, Aten, sun disk. Attacked a major god Amun, smashed his images and closed his temples. So I have written this in ink because there was a drastic change that Amenhotep the fourth made. See that? He changed the god. Amun was their god. So he changed the god and he said that from today we will worship only Aten. Aten means the sun disk. Then he changed his name, Amenhotep, to Akhenaten. You can see how it is explained. Old religious capital Thebes changed, moved to a new place, and he called that place Akhetaten. Then what else? He smashed all the images of the old god or the traditional god Amun, and he also ordered closing of all the temples. Terrible. So horrific shock you can say to the Egyptians. But the pharaohs are so powerful. What they do? Because the people believed that they were the servants or slaves of the pharaoh. Understand? So whatever is, and then what happens? After his death, in between a ruler king, his name was Smenkhare, K-A-R-E, Kare, Smenkhare. Nothing particular is known about Smenkhare. Understand? No. His rule lasted only a short period of time, and he went exited, and that without any trace. Nobody knows. He's not recorded in history. All what we know is from somewhere he came and ruled London. Then the line of kings again. Amenhotep III, his son Amenhotep IV, he became Akhenaten, and in between there is a ruler. Now comes, after his death comes Tutankhaten. See, Tutankhaten, Because the last man had the name Akhenaten. So he inherited that Aten. So Tutankhaten. That means Tutank plus Aten. But what he did, this boyish king, he brought everything back. He restored the worship of Amun, again reconstructed the temples of Amun, and then he himself took the name Amun. That's how he becomes Tutankhamun. Tutankhaten becomes Tutankhamun. See, I have written here. Tutankhaten becomes Tutankhamun. Because Amun, that is a traditional god. So he did. And for short we say he is Tut. So this much you must have in your mind. Amenhotep the third, son Amenhotep the fourth. He changed all the system, worship, God. The traditional god was Amun. He replaced it by Aten. And the traditional city was Thebes. He replaced it by Akhetaten. His name was Amenhotep, but he replaced it by Akhenaten. So he made drastic changes. Then comes in between Smenkhare, short period. Afterwards comes, we have got our beloved Tutankhaten, because he inherited this Aten from Amenhotep the fourth, and he became Akhenaten. Then what did the boyish king do? Brought everything back, reverse, restoration. So he changed his name, Tutankhamun. That's why Tutankhaten becomes Tutankhamun. Same one person, but only thing is that he has changed this name. I think that much should have in your mind. Then we come to this reveal. Reveal means to show. Revelation, you have heard of revelations of God. God shows things to us, and that is revelation, reveal. Demise means death. The sad demise. We condole the sad demise of our friends. Nobody died. That rattle of his dynasty. Dynasty means family of rulers. Now here that rattle means a terrible shock. Rattling. Rattle is a onomatopoeic word, which it reflects, the sound reflects the meaning. Rattling, like this, shaky. Aftermath means after effects. We don't know what would be the aftermath of a new vaccine. Aten, sun disk. Amun, the traditional god. Thebes, old religious city. Akhetaten, new religious city. Today it is known as Amarna. That's why the bracket given. Akhetaten is now Amarna. Exit, go out, exit. Cinema theatres you can say, no? Exit. Isn't it? That is place to the door through which you go out, exit. Trace, not even a sign. Tutankhamun Tutankhaten. That is it. Tutankhaten becomes Tutankhamun. You can see that this is the name of one god, this is the name of another god. This is the traditional god, this is the new god. Ruled, reigned. Speculations, theories, thoughts, serious thinking. Regardless of, without consideration to, without considering. Wacky means crack, half crack, not full crack, but half. Understand? So now let's make the sentences with these words. Yes. The police investigation revealed many things about the crime. The police investigation revealed many things about the crime. Demise. We condole the sad demise of our friend, so and so. Death rattle of his dynasty. The untimely death of my friend was a death rattle of his family. Death rattle of his family. Aftermath. We have no idea about the aftermath of a new vaccine. Aten. The new Aten means sun disk, and that was the new god of Amenhotep the fourth. And Thebes, Amun, the traditional god. Thebes, the old religious city. Akhetaten, new religious city. Exit, go out. After making a hue and cry, he exited. Some people cry like that. And then they exit. Trace. There is not even a trace of the thief, although we ran after him. A trace, not even a sign of a thief. And Tutankhamun, that's the new name of King Tut. The old name was Tutankhaten. Reigned. The boyish king reigned only for a short period of 9 years. Speculations. There are many speculations about the death of my friends. Serious thoughts. Regardless of, without any consideration, regardless of his position, students threw stones at the teacher. Don't do it regardless of it. This is an example. Or let's have a good example. Regardless of his position, the king came down to the people. That's in a Lal Killa, Red Fort, there are two places. What are they? First is Diwan-e Aam, the other is Diwan-e Khas. Diwan-e Khas means place where the emperor used to meet big people, VIPs. Khas Aadmi in Hindi we say. Diwan-e Aam means Aam Aadmi. Aam Aadmi Party we have now, that is Aam Aadmi, means ordinary people. So regardless of his position, the king used to come down to Diwan-e Aam. Diwan-e Aam means place where the emperor used to meet common people and listen to their complaints, and also, if possible, solve their complaints then and there. So that is Diwan-e Aam. In Lal Killa or Red Fort you will find that. I think now all these words are familiar to you. You can make sentences of your own. You are also familiar with the names. No? Amenhotep III, Amenhotep the fourth, who became Akhenaten. Amenhotep the fourth became Akhenaten, and he changed the religious capital of Thebes to Akhetaten. He closed the temples of Amun and also worship. And then that was Amun was a major god, smashed images, everything. In between came Smenkhare for a short period, no idea about it. And then naturally in the dynasty, in that line, that family's line, you have a boy, and his name was Tutankhaten, who later became Tutankhamun, and whom we fondly call King Tut. We are investigating. Everything is clear to you now. So I think these words, these names and these words are very clear to you. So therefore we get into the text. Okay, you have got the text with you. What more would a CT scan reveal of Tut than the X-ray? So nothing more. What X-ray revealed, CT scan also revealed. Why? Because there are two very important questions waiting, lingering to be answered. Still lingering, still waiting. What are they? And could it answer two of the biggest questions still lingering about him? How did he die? Question number one. Second one, and how old was he at the time of his death? X-ray, CT scan, MRI, or whatever it is. Nothing can reveal or nothing can answer these two big questions. How did he die? And how old was he? These are the big questions. $1 million question. You can say like that. King Tut's demise was a big event because he was a boy. Even by royal standards. Why even by royal standards? Because in royal, the palace of a king, everything is big events. So this could be one of the big events. No. This was the greatest of all events. That's what he says, even by royal standard. Because in a king's palace, even their breakfast is a big event. So everything is big. Well, then this is the biggest event, so to say. That's why even by royal standards. He was the last of his family's line, dynasty. D-Y-N-A-S-T-Y. It is written here, dynasty. Yes, that is family's line, and his funeral was the death rattle of his dynasty. It shook his dynasty. But the particulars of his passing away and his aftermath, his after effects are unclear. No idea about it. He was the last in the family line. His death was a death rattle. The huge events, even by royal standards. But nothing is known about that. Unclear. Amenhotep III, Tut's father or grandfather, was a powerful pharaoh who ruled for almost 4 decades, 40 years, at the height of the 18th dynasty's golden age. So 18 dynasties, Amenhotep III, he was the king of the 18th dynasty, and the 18th dynasty enjoyed a golden age. Just as we say about Augustus Caesar, Rome. Rome of Augustus Caesar enjoyed a golden age. Like this, Amenhotep III, Egypt enjoyed a golden age. Also the dynasty. His son Amenhotep IV succeeded him and initiated and started one of the strangest periods in the history of ancient Egypt. Why is it a strangest period in the history of ancient Egypt? You can see this. I have already explained this. We can go through this and then you will find why is it strangest. He changed the god, changed his name, changed the old religious capital, he established a new religious capital, and then he became Baki, he went Baki, and then he died. Closed all the images, smashed images of the old god and also temples of old god. This is what he did. This is why we say it is the strangest period. And then he says, the new pharaoh promoted the worship of the Aten, the sun disk, changed his name to Akhenaten, or the servant of Aten, and moved the religious capital from old city of Thebes to the new city of Akhetaten, known as Amarna. So in one sentence, he has done everything, isn't it? Amenhotep IV became, his name he changed to Akhenaten, a new god Aten, and then smashed the city, the old city of Thebes changed to new place, and new city is known as Akhetaten, or now it is known as Amarna. He further shocked the country by attacking Amun. That was not good. Yes. So attacking Amun, a major god, smashing his images and closing his temples. It must have been a horrific time. Sir Ray Johnson, director of the University of Chicago's Research Center in Luxor, the site of ancient Thebes. The site of ancient Thebes is today known as Luxor. So Ray Johnson, he said that was a horrific period in the history of Egypt. Why? Changing God, changing name, changing all the religious capital, then smashing the temple, smashing images of the old God and closing temples. It was terrible. The family that had ruled for centuries was coming to an end. And then Akhenaten went a little wacky. Terrible. What prompted him to do all these things, we don't know. Now we know that the author says that he went a little wacky, a half crack. That's it. After Akhenaten's death, a mysterious ruler named Smenkhare. See this small space here, Smenkhare. He took over and appeared briefly for a very short period of time and exited with hardly a trace. Maybe a few months, and he left. He thought this is not a good place. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. That is, Shakespeare says. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. If you are a king, you will be uneasy, always trouble. So maybe Smenkhare could not stand the stress of the crown on his head, so he left. And then a very young Tutankhaten took the throne. King Tut, he is widely known today. King Tut. The boy king soon changed his name to Tutankhamun, Amun, the old god. He started his name with the Tutankhaten, that is the new god, Aten. He wanted to bring everything back, restore, R-E-S-T-O-R, restoration, he said. Bringing back what has been lost, reversing the process. Total reverse, reverse gear. Yes. So he applied the reverse gear to the history of Egypt. This Tutankhamun, that means living image of Amun. The other is Aten. Akhenaten means servant of Aten. Here it means living image of Amun. That means he considered himself as a god. Living image of Amun, the traditional god. And then what happens? And oversaw. To oversee, overseer, What is the meaning of overseer? A person who looks, who is guiding and directing a particular project or a work. Overseer. There is a government contractors, they are given rights to build bridges and so on. Then there will be an overseer from the part of the government. He will see everything. He will be like a principal in a college or a headmaster in a school. He is overseeing. What the headmaster is doing? Overseeing. Principal is same thing, overseeing. So, all is managing, helping in the management of things. That is overseeing. So then what is oversaw? The restoration, very key word here. What is restoration? Means bringing back. Bringing back all the old tradition, worship name, the god is replaced, Amun. Aten is replaced by Amun. Then the city is again brought back, and that is city, old religious city of Thebes. The temples were restored, built new temples or repaired the old ones, the temples, and instead of the smashed images of Amun, new images were made or new statues were made. That's what it is. So everything has been restored, brought back. That is. And then restoration of the old ways. He reigned for about 9 years and then dies unexpectedly. What more would a CT scan or an X-ray reveal? Can a CT scan medical technology reveal or answer these two big questions? How did he die? How old was he? He reigned only for a short period of 9 years. Unexpected death, untimely death. And reigned for about 9 years, then died unexpectedly. Regardless of his fame, without considering his name, fame, he is not given a special status. His mummy is not given a special status. But he is counted as any other. Regardless of his fame and the speculations about his fate, that is one mummy among many in Egypt. See that one, why only one? Just only one mummy. Sometimes it happens, your principal is a very important person in your college. But when he is in a festival ground, he is one among the many. Nobody will recognize him as a principal. He is just like any other person who has come for the festival. That's the meaning. One among many. But when he comes to the college, he is a lion. Yes. He can command. I don't know how many people will be commanding like this, I have no idea, but he has the power to command, to dismiss, to terminate, to suspend. But when he is in the festival ground, regardless of his fame or his position, he is one among the many who have come to attend that festival. Understand? That's all. There is no halo around his head. But in the office, there should be a person waiting, half door, inner office, outer office, surrounding office, people at back and corner. But in a festival, who is there? Everybody buys groundnut, he also buys groundnut. If everyone eats, he also eats. So like that, regardless of his fame and the speculations about his faith, that is one mummy among many in Egypt. That's a very sad thing. How many? No one knows. Counting is going on. The Egyptian mummy project, which began an inventory. Inventory means taking a list of items. Inventory. Now before you go, suppose you take a house on rent and it is a furnished house. The house owner will make an inventory. List of items. 5 cots, 6 fans, 5 bulbs and things like that. And when you are vacating, he will come back again and he will see. Again he will make an inventory. If there is any difference, then he will collect money from you. Suppose at the time of handing over the house, there are 6 fans. When you are leaving, there are only 2 fans. He will say, give the amount of 4 fans. 4 fans. So that is inventory means. We're taking a list of items. Maybe in an office or house or whatever. We can go home today and take an inventory of your house. Okay, and so it began as inventory. Late 2003 has recorded about 600 so far and is still counting. After all, whether it is King Tut, Amenhotep III, Amenhotep IV, Akhenaten, whoever it is, also counted as mummy. Understand? They may be kings. They might have been kings when they lived, emperors when they lived. The thousands of slaves might have served them. Who is bothered when after your death? 1, 2, 3, 4, mummy, 600. That's all. What's the point? In fact, this is the, what you can say, the core of this lesson. Isn't it? How Tutankhamun, Tutankhaten, and how he became Tutankhamun, and how he took the throne, under what circumstances, how long he ruled, and what happened here. He lived as a, what he did to us, Although he was a boy king, what he did was, all what was done by Amenhotep the third, fourth, Amenhotep the fourth, was undone by Tutankhamun. Understand? That's what he did. That was great. You can say how peaceful, that horrific, J. Hudson says, the horrific period in the history of Egypt that he deleted, and then he brought back the worship of Amun, worship of worshipping temples, statues of Amun, old religious city of Thebes, changed his own name Tutankhaten to Tutankhamun. Isn't it? Tutankhamun. Tutankhaten to Tutankhamun. So here what we see is two contrasting personalities. Amenhotep the fourth, his attitudes are diametrically opposite to that of Tutankhamun or Tutankhaten, this earlier name. So that is, you can see a conflict in the dynasty. I hope that you have been following, you are enjoying my classes. So, time being, I think there is a power failure here. Still you can see me, I think, and therefore you can see some COVID matter here. Mask prevents the killer, distance prevents the killer, cleanliness prevents the killer, healthy life prevents the killer. Prevention is better than cure. Okay? So bye, have a nice time, enjoy your life.